Winning the lottery doesn't ruin your life immediately. First, it gives you everything you ever wanted: the money, the freedom, the power. But then something strange begins to happen. Friends start acting differently. Family starts asking questions. And eventually, you begin to change too. And it all starts with a single moment. You're standing in a flickering gas station at 11 p.m. The air smells like burnt coffee and gasoline. A fly buzzes against a neon sign that's seen better days. In your hand is a small yellowed slip of paper. 04, 15, 23, 32, 45, 50. You look up. The glowing screen on the wall shows the exact same numbers. Every single one. Congratulations. You just beat the odds of 1 in 300 million. You are now worth $70 million. And you think this is the moment your life finally begins. The world goes silent. The sound of the refrigerator hum fades. The cashier's voice becomes a distant murmur. You think the struggle is over. You think that money is a shield that will protect you from the world. But the math of reality is cruel. For every dollar added to your bank account, a layer of your old identity is stripped away. You are about to enter a psychological pressure cooker that most people don't survive with their souls intact. This isn't a story about wealth. It's a story about the transformation of a human life. This is the 6 ranks of a lottery winner. Rank 1, the disbeliever. You drive home in your old rattling car, but you don't feel the road. The first 24 hours. The first stage isn't joy. It's a cold, paralyzing shock. Your brain isn't designed to process a sudden jump from rent is due to I own the building. You check the numbers on your phone, then the newspaper, then the TV. You refresh the official website until your thumb is sore. You're waiting for the glitch to fix itself. You're waiting for a government official to knock on your door and tell you it was all a cruel joke. But as the sun sets on day 1, the shock turns into something darker: paranoia. Suddenly your apartment, the place you felt safe in for years, feels like a glass house. Every creak in the floorboard is a thief. Every shadow feels like danger. You realize that you are now a walking, breathing pile of gold. You don't sleep. You sit by the front door with the ticket hidden in the lining of your jacket, tense and alert. You are a multi-millionaire, but for the first time in your life, you feel truly, deeply vulnerable. The silence of the night is no longer peaceful. It's threatening. You've won the world, but you've lost your peace. Rank 2, the ghost buyer. By the first week, the check clears. The numbers in your banking app look like a phone number. Now comes the revenge phase. You want to prove to the world and to yourself that you belong. You walk into a high-end luxury car dealership wearing your old salt-stained sneakers and a faded hoodie. You watch the salesman's eyes scan you with contempt. He sees a nobody. Then you pull out the card. You watch his face transform from disgust to a terrifying plastic smile. It's the most hollow thing you've ever seen. You buy the car. You buy the $20,000 watch. You buy the suit that costs more than your father made in a year. But when you look in the mirror, you don't see a rich man. You see a ghost. You feel like a fraud haunting a life you didn't earn. Every time you walk into a 5-star hotel, you're waiting for security to tap you on the shoulder and say, "Sir, please step away from the lobby. We know you don't belong here." You have the objects of a king, but the internal frequency of a beggar. You are a ghost buyer, invisible in your own luxury. Rank 3, the target. The news leaks. It always does. Maybe you told one friend. Maybe the lottery office published your name. It doesn't matter. The news spreads quickly. Suddenly, you are the most popular person in the world. Your phone becomes relentless. Relatives you haven't spoken to since you were 5 are calling to tell you about their emergency surgeries or their brilliant business ideas. One evening you visit your mother, hoping for a cup of coffee and a moment of silence, but before the kettle even boils, she slides a stack of bills across the table, your uncle's debts, a cousin's mortgage. You see her avoiding your eyes. She doesn't ask how you're sleeping, she only asks if you have enough to cover it. In that cold kitchen, you realize that your wealth is a wall, standing forever between you and the only people who used to love you for free. You go to your local bar, hoping for a quiet drink with your old crew, but the laughter is too loud, jokes are forced, no one is talking to you anymore. They're talking to the $70 million ghost standing behind you. Genuine human connection dies at rank 3. You are no longer a person. You are a lottery ticket with a pulse. Rank 4. The hedonist, the peak of excess. This is where you try to buy the one thing money can't reach: meaning. You've bought the mansions, you've flown private jets to islands you can't pronounce. You eat at restaurants where the menu doesn't have prices. But here's the secret. Human happiness is built on contrast. Without the hunger, the meal has no taste. Without the work, the rest has no value. The $1,000 steak starts to taste like cardboard. The view from your penthouse feels like a screensaver. You surround yourself with yes men who laugh at every joke you tell. You pay for their drinks, their vacations, their lives. But one night, you stop mid-sentence just to see what happens. The silence is deafening. They aren't listening to you, they're waiting for the next round of drinks. You are chasing a high that no longer exists. You start looking for more extreme ways to feel alive. High-stakes gambling, reckless investments. You are an engine redlining in neutral. You have reached the summit of the mountain, only to find it's made of dry ice. There is no air here, only the cold.
Rank 5. The paranoiac. The world becomes a battlefield. You move into a fortress. You are in the golden cage. You hire ex-special forces to stand outside your bedroom door. You install cameras that track the movement of a bird a mile away. Your wealth was supposed to be a wing, but it became a cage. You find yourself snapping at your gardener because he left the gate open for 5 minutes. You see the genuine fear in his eyes, and you freeze. You remember yourself a year ago. You were that guy, just trying to survive. Now you've become the rich monster you hated your entire life. The money didn't change the world around you. It changed the mirror you look into every morning. You can't go to a park. You can't walk to a grocery store. You certainly can't trust the person sleeping next to you. You obsess over the stock market. You sue everyone. You have 5 lawyers on retainer just to handle the lawsuits from people trying to slip and fall on your driveway. You sit in the center of a $30 million monument to your own isolation. You are the richest prisoner on earth. The money doesn't serve you anymore. You serve the money. Rank 6. The architect. Most lottery winners collapse at rank 5, emotionally or psychologically. But a very few, find the exit. You realize that the millionaire version of you was just as much of a lie as the poor version. You take off the $50,000 watch. You sell the mansion that made you feel like a ghost. You find a mission, not a business to make more money, but a purpose. You build something that outlasts you. You fund a school. You restore a forest. You help someone who will never know your name. You find joy in the low-resolution world again. A good cup of coffee, a quiet morning, a conversation with someone who doesn't know your bank balance. You realize that wealth isn't about what you can get, it's about what you can endure and what you can give. You survived the lottery. You survived the greed. You are finally home.